Soul Garden.
Hello, Ambassador Gemini. Welcome back to Soul Horoscopes Weekly Update. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Witecki, your host to the universe. And right now I've got a special present for everyone that watches Soul Horoscopes, and that is a reading special. If you buy a 1-hour reading right now, I will throw in a 30-minute free follow-up in 2012. This is my biggest booking, my best sale, and this is the best way to get to know me. If you are a new first-time reading, come on down. This is a great way to do it, and you'll really be satisfied. It also has an MP3 recording, or maybe you want to bust through an issue, come on down. You know how I work. Either way, I look forward to working with you. Also, come on down and be in our video studio audience. We now have video chat in our chat room, so all of our associates on the site can pop on if they want and talk. Our goal is to have a live soul on the site all the time, and video chat is part of that. So come on down, Ambassador. So here we are, Gemini. So good to see you. We're going to wrap up the sun in Leo this week, and we're going to move to the sun in Virgo. This is going to be a major shift. It's up, down, all week. It's kind of tumultuous. For the last 30 days, you have worked on your thought process. Basically, a Gemini must have a clean mind and a clean attitude to be able to channel love. All month long, you've worked on the I love state of awareness and how you think. The two go hand in hand. Maybe even what you think about love was part of it as well. Over the weekend, we had Lightcast Day. Friday was pretty tumultuous, and a lot of inner child turbulence going on over the weekend with Geminis as well due to Mars. But as we start really on Monday, you are holding space, holding the new attitude, holding it in play, not letting anything throw you off. Your emotions are creative because the moon will be pulling you into inner child. So there are some issues, however, or some hiccups. Even though you're supposed to hold the attitude and stay in your heart, the universe is going to give you this little challenge, I guess is what I'm trying to say, which is this opposition. For a few hours, GA would text you, there will be an opposition between the moon and Uranus. This opposition is emotions about your inner child versus society. So this could be you fighting not wanting to be a doctor or a lawyer. This could be your friends wanting you to go out and you want to do what you want to do. But the opposition represents much more. It is the beginning stages of us committing to our heart's desire, which is what is so much of Act 3. The Act 3 videos talk about. This is going to be a turning point week that I talk about in the Act 3 videos. So on Monday, I think you are starting to feel that opposition. That's part of the challenge of holding the right attitude. Things don't get really challenging till Tuesday. On Tuesday, showers, chance of temper tantrums. There's a number of reasons why. One, at 29 degrees. The sun at 29 degrees is the final test. You're going to be tested back into the old thinking, the old attitude, the old fight. Your job, should you choose to accept it, is to honor your feelings and go forward with the right attitude. Honor your feelings and act and go forward with the right attitude. So that is the first challenge of the day. The second challenge deals with the planets themselves and this party going on up here near Saturn. Let's take a closer look. As we fly into Saturn, we see that the moon is going to cross Saturn during the course of the day. This means our emotions hit responsibility. Taking responsibility for what? Your inner child. It is time for you to grow up, basically. So somewhere, this is the temper tantrum ability. As the moon crosses Mars, it flares up. This is an aggro flare. That happens hours later. So first we decide and we step away from old emotional feelings. Then suddenly, boom, we want to act. We want to move on and act on. Now, the whole thing about this is this particular transit is one where if you procrastinate or don't learn or grow up or change right way with Saturn, when the moon hits Mars, it will be volatile. You could do something you really regret. So be careful with that. Tuesday is certainly going to be a test of everyone's patience. Wednesday, kind of weird, cloudy day on Wednesday. That's because the sun is 0 degrees and the moon moves into your daily reality. So you are hyper aware of everything. You are feeling every bump in the road, but it's a weird kind of twilight zone day. That's because when the sun moves 0 degree, it is a death and rebirth of consciousness. We are moving away from all of the work you've been doing in the last month with thinking, and now we directly move to how you feel. First, let's start with the energy and the color. We're going to be working still in the green heart chakra. I love and I be are both out of the heart. So what we love and what we be in the moment comes from our heart. That's how soul anatomy is designed. So we are continuing to work on this. Now for you to keep your heart alive, you've got to focus on self-nurturing your emotions. Geminis use Virgo energy to manage your feelings. That makes you nitpicky about your feelings. It means you anal retentive about your feelings. It means you oversensitive about your feelings. Everything a Virgo is with you and feelings. And so you're going to be working on basically the way you take care of yourself and the way you manage your emotions this month. Now, there are 3 stages to Virgo: live, love, and be. That's where my saying comes from. First is the live. How do you live in the moment? So we're looking at how you live emotionally moment to moment. That's what the first week is. How do you emotionally live moment to moment? What do you tolerate? Do you feel anxiety every day? Do you feel worry every day? And why? It's up to you to change how you feel. So as we move into Virgo, on Thursday the sun moves 1 degree, emotions click in, and right away we're already tested for a couple of reasons. Now, the moon is in Scorpio, so emotions for you are, needless to say, hyper aware, intense, extreme. All right, so you're hyper aware and focused in the moment. You could even be getting sick if you're not careful. You know, it's kind of black or white with you, and that is kind of the setup with the 1 degree. But there's also kind of an opposition that needs to be looked at, which is invisible here. Here we go. Wonk, wonk, wonk. Thursday, thank you. Sorry. Between Neptune and the sun. The sun at 1 degree Virgo opposes Neptune at 1 degree Pisces, and this is a God versus reality opposition. But for you, Pisces, this is emotions about self-nurturing versus career. So in your first couple of days of moving into your self-nurturing transit, a lot of the predicament might be career that triggers. So you have a lot of career drama this week. It's not so much about the career as much as it's about how you respond emotionally to the career challenges, and that's what this opposition is showing here on this particular day. There's also a trine going from your reality all the way to your self-esteem. So as you feel crappy, your value goes up or down, and this is part of what Venus is doing, helping you open up to more value. So this is also happening. So it's a lot of wiring everywhere, where everything is co-triggering everything, and we're already feeling it the second day in a Virgo, indeed. Then comes Friday. Now on Friday, it's an emotional day, but the good news is the moon moves into Sag, and so emotions shift to long-term relationships. Sunny and sentimental is my Friday prediction. Part of the goodness is this soul pyramid. Your emotions, which are focused up here, I'm starting to learn my clock here. The moon up here with up in Sagittarius is focusing you on your long-term relationships, but for a few hours it trines over to Uranus and Mercury in Leo. So you're going to put together relationships where you think you belong in society and your right attitude. The right attitude, relationship, society. Attitude, relationship, society. I don't know why I'm being weird because I'm taping this damn late. I think there'll be a grand epiphany when this happens, but you got to go with your feelings and you go with what is fair and what makes most sense of giving and receiving. That's the tip of the iceberg there with the moon in Sagittarius. On Saturday, Jupiter rules the day and the moon is in Sag, so it's sunny, romantic, but somewhat still. Why is it still? Well, it's still because basically we've got a major grand cross going on. This grand cross pulls us in 4 directions, giving us no choice but to stand still. Part of it's caused by the moon, which opposes Jupiter in Gemini, your sign. So for you, this will be a tug of war between relationships and your ego. You and your honey might get in a fight. So it could be good, it could be not good. You might have to stand up and be stronger. Either way, you're not sure which way to go. And then there's that other tug of war that's been going on all week between how you nurture yourself and where you point your career. So it's a double tug of war in all east, west, south, north. We call this a grand square or a grand cross. And the answer is do nothing. Just process. Jupiter ruling the day means that we're going to feel through and learn anyways by the end of the day. Then Sunday, not so good. Cloudy chance of anxiety-ish. There's a typo there, but I think that's funny. Anxiety-ish. That's breakdown. Uranus rules the day on Sunday, so we're going to have breakdown. Your emotions, if they've taken on too much, will break down. This is a point when you cry, you break down, you can't take it anymore. Sometimes things in our house break down. Sometimes our roommate situations break down, which are evidence of emotions. I always have pipes break. I seriously have pipes break in my house when I have emotional issues. It's so crazy. But nonetheless, cloudy chance of anxiety just because Uranus rules the day. But wait, there's more. It seems the universe has a little secret plan to bring this anxiety, which deals with the moon crossing Pluto here. Right in a very sensitive area. Let's fly in and take a closer look. As the moon crosses Pluto in Capricorn, this is calling for an emotional release of your resistance to change. That's right. You are hung up on old boundaries and hang on to old boundaries and old comfort zones and old sleeping blankets. And the universe is saying, let go of those emotional attachments and release. This immediately births new trust once you let go of the old ways of trying to have to trust. But that time in between could suck. So there could definitely be some major anxiety based on emotionally releasing from boundaries. But what does that do? Well, I think that triggers the breakdown of how you manage your emotions afterwards. So looks like it's an intimacy issue that triggers an issue or a reason for you to take care of yourself. Don't forget, inner child, that circle here between Mars and Saturn, with all this going on, stay on the path of what your heart most wants, and by focusing on your inner child, you'll be best ready to nurture him or her. So really, the universe is being all-inclusive, but not wasting any time to kick the shift out of us. All right, Gemini, that's all I have for the 7-day forecast, but I will see you in 7 more. Thanks for logging in, and live, love, be.